back in World of Warcraft. Chill stream today, just grinding out some mobs, getting some XP.
How are you? Have a good one. See you around.
Can I help you? See you around.
Behind. Oh my god.
Hey, chat. Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey, chat. Oh my god! Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Bro, what? What, dude?
This was a big one, so let me share everything I learned with you here so you don't have to learn it the hard way. Very first thing, right before the clip starts, my battle shout just falls off and I don't notice. Battle shout is without a doubt the most important part of your rotation. If I had kept it up from the start, I would still be leveling right now instead of making you this video. The best way to keep battle shout up is to have an icon pop up when it starts fading. I normally have one. At this point, I've been procrastinating making a weak wire for this for about 45 levels. If you don't have one, I made a simple tell me one script for this. You can copy the string and use it yourself if you'd like. Check for it in the description below. When I finally notice it's down, I put it back up, but that was another mistake. I didn't anticipate my attack missing, so...
Well met. Go with honor, friend.
Well met. Farewell.
Yeah, I was just I had the thing on mute. I was just talking about that death clip I showed where one of my things he's talked about, having a weak aura for battle shot. As you guys know, I use MSBT to do an audio alert. So when my battle shot drops, it actually throws text up to the screen, says the battle's not over, and it plays a sound clip, a Guild Wars 2 kind of sound effect. To me, that's usually good enough. There's still lots of times when I let battle shot drop, but I'm pretty good at keeping it up most of the time. I think I probably have it up probably about 80-90% of the time. It certainly is something that in your certain situations you have to have it up. I mean, you need that extra damage. But as far as like what I could say about that clip, he let a mob get away from him. He let the caster, run and aggro. I think having engineering is really good in that situation because you could have just thrown like a, some sort of explosive device to stun that mob or even kill that mob. You could have thrown that, shot him. I mean, there was hardly any health in that mob, so you could have thrown an explosive device, stunned them, and then either ran up to him and hit him, or you could have even probably dropped him just with your shotgun or bow or whatever throwing weapon that you have, your choice of throwing weapons. The other thing is when he had two mobs on him, I'd have to go back and look at the clip, but when he had two mobs on him, typically if I'm like below 50% health and I have two mobs on me, I will usually go to, let me get out of this jam before I get myself, oh my god, there's mobs everywhere. I will typically go to a sword and board, and I'll just grind it out, throwing up shield blocks. I found that, and then debuffing the enemy, throwing up, thunderclaps and demoralizing shout, and then putting bleeds on both targets. When you have multiple targets, it's really useful to just get bleeds up on them and play the long game, just wear them out. And that works for me usually. I have to go back and watch the clip to see where his health was, but maybe I'll do that because it's actually interesting. He did do a clip of kind of like lessons learned after he died, so it'd be interesting to watch it. I might even like respond to the clip with my opinions. God knows I have lots of them. They're not always correct. Yeah, the problem a lot of times where I don't get battle shop is a situation right here where I just started combat and I haven't been in combat for a while, so of course battle shop's not up, and I may just like forget to put it up. So, yeah, I might do that. I might watch that video and just kind of give a little bit more in-depth analysis of it. I think it's really fun, and I know that people who play the game a lot and die, like me, when I die, I always go back and watch the videos, and I really, you always try to analyze what you did wrong. It's kind of like that quote from Top Gun, Tom Cruise, and he's like, a good pilot is always compelled to analyze the data, to see how they can improve, see what they did wrong,
Lovely.
Same thing with any game, really. When I played Unreal Tournament, played FPS games, if I died against another person, I'd always kind of, what's my area of weakness? Why did I die? Why did he kill me? Did he have better aim? Was he moving better? Whatever. Was he using weapon mechanics better than me? I always look at, how can I improve, and that's what you should do in any games. And in an MMO, it's actually very, very important to understand what happened. Sometimes it's like with this mob here that's dual wielding, he'll hit you for quite a bit of damage because he's swinging pretty quickly. Now, when you're on a paladin, it's actually brilliant because you just, if you have a shield with like Iron Spike, which of course you should always have a shield with a spike on it if you can. Of course, in hardcore, it's not always easy done unless you're blacksmithing, of course. And you got lucky enough to get the recipe, like Iron Shield Spike or whatever. But against the paladin, it's easy because you can just basically block and reflect damage back to the target, and he basically kills himself by hitting you. So as a paladin, I loved going up against dual wielding opponents that attach quickly because they were basically doing my work for me. But I always look at my buffs, and I can see that I don't have my food buff up, and I don't have my my Rumsey Rum Dark, but I'm actually really low on Rumsey Rum, so I'm gonna go do some fishing again pretty soon. Try to restock the old Rumsey Rum. But yeah, you want to. I watch my health, and and sometimes I'm trying to figure out, do I want to heal up to full before this fight, or do I not? Do I want to try to risk it? Because the more fights you can do without having to stop to heal, the faster you're going to level.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
And there's a lot of stealthers around here, so you don't want to be too cavalier, with your health. You want to try to keep it up to around the top because there are pathers and invisible opponents. But with my level being high enough, I should be able to see them. But yeah, usually I charge, demo shout, and then throw in a rend. You don't have to throw in a rend, and a lot of people don't, but I like rend. It does a pretty good amount of damage. Let me just throw in your heroic strike and execute. And if we show a recount, if I can type, we can clear the damage meter. And what we can do, also, if this smashed in the corner every time I log in, I don't know why that is. My alarm clock's going off. Anyway, so let's take a look at how much damage Ren does for one specific fight. My mouse is dirty. I can always tell when my mouse is dirty. Either that or my mouse pad, because there's like friction. I can feel friction against the mouse. Like that. Even the cord, like when the cord gets like dust that builds up on the cord, even that friction, I can feel it. I'm not even joking. I can feel it. Yeah, I just cleaned the dust off the cord where the cord touches the desk, and now my mouse is gliding across the mouse bed. All right, so charge, demo shout. All right, if Blood Rage is available, I'll hit it. I'll pop Battle Shout, and then I'll do Rend, and then I'll just if I remember the ability, Sunder. I'll use Sunder maybe once, maybe twice, and then I'll go into Heroic Strike and execute. So that's a pretty quick fight. So in that fight, we're not going to see that Ren did a ton. I mean, it did 45 damage. But in a fight where I don't get a charge, see, like I didn't get a charge here, so I'm not going to have as much rage starting the battle.
Lovely.
Popping Ren right away, because I know the fight's going to be a little bit longer, because I didn't get that initial burst of rage from my charge. So getting the Ren off right away is actually going to be pretty helpful, because the fight's going to last a little longer. Except these guys are just so weak, I'm killing them too quickly. You can see in 2 fights, Rend has done 4.7% damage, and that's actually not bad. I mean, I always, and I don't know, this is just my own personal feeling, that if something's doing more than about 4% damage, You'd like to see it do at least 4 or 5% damage. If it's less than like 3% damage, then I think it's not even worth using. That just isn't a lot of damage. I mean, if it's an ability, but like right now on these guys, I would say I don't need to use Rend because they're dying too quickly, and it's not worth the rage use, right? But if these mobs were taking 2 or 3 times as long to kill, I definitely would recommend tossing in a Rend. With these guys, it's not necessary because they're just dropping too fast. But I do approach the fights different if I get a charge or if I don't, because with the charge, obviously you have more rage. But my priority is always going to be Demo Shout, in Blood Rage if it's available. I probably should Blood Rage first. I like to get Demo Shout up right away because that's a basically mitigating damage. So I usually do Demo Shout, Blood Rage if it's available, Battle Shout, right? Battle Shout if it's necessary, if it's needed, and then go into either Sunder, or if it's a longer fight, I'll pop off a Rend. This one I'm gonna pull because I know there's other mobs around here. You can see one just shot me. This Orc will probably hit him. Troll, I mean, sorry, see, he hit him. So in Blood Rage, Demo,
Lovely.
always do Overpower when it's available. I'm gonna do 2 Sunders here, and then I'm going to pop Battle Shout, execute. And of course, as usual, my inventory is a disaster. Funny, I actually have 3 keybinds for eating food. I have numpad 5, numpad 6, and shift X. So that as I'm killing mobs and as they're dropping food, I'll just slide them over and throw them on one of those keybinds. And then as as a warrior, I'm constantly eating to get back to full health. So I don't throw away food. It saves me money. So here we're gonna do. There I threw in Demoralizing Shout, Sunder, and now, we already have Battle Shout up, and we're looking for Heroic Strikes or Overpower. Heroic Strike, and then now we're just looking for Execute. So pretty simple rotation, but always prioritize Overpower. When Overpower's up, use it, because I'm spec'd into Overpower, so I can get some pretty juicy crits with Overpower. Okay. Demo Shout, Blood Rage, Sunder, one more Sunder, Heroic Strike, Overpower missed, and Heroic Strike and Execute. The Battle Shot's going to drop in about 15 seconds. I'm going to throw a Rend here just for fun. Sometimes I just do it just for the hell of it. We're going to throw a Battle Shout. But I'll show you what happens if Battle Shout drops. We're going to do Rogue Strike, Overpower, Execute. Jump on this next guy. We're going to start off with a Rend because I didn't get a charge on him. I need to debuff him right away. I'm actually going to switch defense. And we're going to mitigate some of his crazy damage. Just for fun.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
When I do this, I want to bleed him. And debuff him if I can. But I don't really need to debuff him here. We're just going to kill him with slow and steady with Revenge. Bleed. And that's what I'll do when I get in a situation where I have 2 mobs on me and my health's like below 50%. A lot of times, it depends on how powerful the mobs are. If they're near my level, I might go into the shield, the sword and board. And here I'm just going to use advantage. But there's so many different ways to play the warrior, and I don't want to ever say that my way is the right way, because I don't believe in that. I believe you should play in the way that works for you. And I do believe that through tried and true play, that the offense is your best defense. It's generally better to kill faster. It's generally better to focus on just downing a mob really quickly, because the longer the mob's alive, the more damage you're going to take. But sorry, my throat's always congested in the morning. I'm old. Like here, I'm gonna go Sunder. We're gonna throw in a Ren just for fun. Sometimes I just like to see, and then we're gonna throw like a hamstring in there, because these mobs do run away, and then we're gonna throw a battle shot because it was gonna drop in 3 seconds. So now we're just gonna wait. Go ahead and eat some food. How much food do I have? I've got quite a bit. I've got 51 different types of food. And as you can see, my inventory is a disaster, but my inventory is always a disaster. Now, I'll show you what happens when battle shot falls off. You hear that sound, and then it says the battle is not over. So I know when it falls off, because there's that sound that plays. And sometimes, usually the only time I forget to put battle shot up is, like I said, when I've been out of combat for a while and battle shot's dropped off, and I initiate combat. Sometimes I'll forget when I initiate a new combat to just throw it up, you know. I'm gonna hamstring this guy. It's cute. And this quest is a lot easier because we're a little bit higher level, like some of these mobs. Some of these mobs are like 34, 33. These lower high women who are stealth are 31, so I can see through their stealth pretty easily. If I don't have a lot of rage, I prioritize demo shout. The first thing I want to get up on the enemy is a demo shout. Once I get demo shout up, you know, then I want to make sure that battle shout's up. So for me, it's demo shout, battle shout, and then probably Sunder is based on the type of mob it is. Like here, demo shout. If I think the fight's going to be long or something, or if I think I'm really in trouble of losing health, I might even switch to defense like this and go to sword and board, and then get a rend up on him, because I'm playing the long game. I like to say it's the long game, which means we're going to kill him really slow, but we're going to mitigate most of the damage. And as you get higher level and better shields and stuff, you'll mitigate more and more damage. You can also, you know, obviously, stat buffs and different things like that are important. There's multiple mobs here, so I'm always going to pull range situation. Here I'm going to go ahead and throw up Blood Rage. I'm going to switch to my dual weapons. Battle Stance. I'm going to throw up a Rend.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I'm going to go ahead and Sunder a couple times, and then I'm going to hamstring and just wait for execute. But it changes. Every fight's a little different. It all depends on what's my health, how much rage do I have, what type of mob is it. I mean, all those factors go into what I do in every encounter. Yeah, I came from around the building. Like this, I don't have much health.
You can kiss your
I'm
ass
gonna rend, and I'm
goodbye.
gonna go straight defense, right? I can see my battle shout isn't up, so I'm gonna look to put that up. Actually, I'm not even gonna worry about battle shout yet.
Lovely. Lovely. You were screwed.
This guy is actually doing some good damage. Okay, let's move away so we don't pull another mob. Now we're gonna put up battle shout. I didn't have enough. That was actually pretty dangerous. Sometimes when I'm talking to people, it throws off my concentration. Like normally I would never have tried to start a fight there with health that low. But I did because I wasn't looking at my health, because I was trying to dictate kind of my rotations and what I'm doing. Which is kind of, can be very dangerous too. Anything that distracts you in hardcore is a bad thing. It's like, that's why I found it the easiest to level on hardcore is to not stream publicly. It's just stream privately and just focus on leveling, and then just post my videos up online after they're done. Because I've almost died so many times because I'm talking to someone in stream chat. It's happened so many times. Charge, demo, Thunder, and now just heroic strike and execute. We'll go ahead and throw in a hamstring. Miss. Yeah, it would be nice if my shield had like a spike on it, because I would love to just go defense and let my shield blocks just tear them down, but it doesn't have a shield spike. Did I finish this quest already? Hi, women. for highwaymen. So that's what we need. Highwaymen are stealthers, so run around the buildings. You'll usually see them like this guy here. Demo shout. I'm gonna start using rend more. See the battle isn't over, so we know that battle shout is dropped. New battle shout. And I see another stealther come back there, so I don't want to pull two. So a lot of times, if a mob's running, I'll hamstring him before I'll execute, just because it takes less rage. I don't. While I'm waiting for the execute, sometimes they'll run a little bit further and aggro more mobs. As you can see over, let's look at it.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Second. So if we look at our damage, you can see that Ren's still coming in at about 3.7, but I'm not using it on all the fights. I mean, overpower is only 3.9, so it's still a significant amount of damage. I mean, it all adds up. So, and Ren doesn't really take that much. I think it takes that much rage. What is it, like 15, 10? It's only 10. So, I like Ren. Some people don't like it as much, but I actually like it. And you got to realize too that dumping, like, you know, I have a very slow main hand, so my heroic strikes hit pretty hard. It's like a 2.8 or 2.9 main hand weapon, so it's slow, which is good. But a lot of people like to save up their rage to dump it on their, you know, when they're dual wield, when they're using a two-hand weapon, because their heroic strikes are going to hit so hard. But my playstyle is a little bit different. A lot of people probably don't like my playstyle. That's okay. Pull this guy out here a little bit. He doesn't want to come over here. Go ahead and hamstring him, because I know he's just going to run back to these mobs behind him. Go ahead and buffs that are running. Only got 15 food buff left. I'm sorry, 19. Go make some more food. I'm actually running low on some stuff. Any healing potions? I've only got one greater healing potion. I always have a trouble of We'll take a look at that guy's video here in a second again, because I want to take a look at it again. Actually done with the quest, I think. See if the chest is up. Building. hate it when they run. I really do. Yeah, but against these mercenaries, I like to just like I said, use the offense as the best defense and just try to burn them down as fast as I can. Use the amount of hits because they're just beating on you for dual build. On my paladin, I can just play the defensive game and let them kill themselves against me, but it doesn't work on a warrior. Guys are dropping a lot of silk cloth. It guys be worth farming for silk. They definitely drop a lot of silk. But I think the warrior is one of the more intricate classes. Oh, it was dangerous running through this area. Just so many
You can
mobs.
kiss your ass goodbye. You were screwed. You can kiss your ass goodbye.
In an area like this, sometimes I'll just zoom the camera out. It's a lot easier to navigate when you can actually get people on the actual screen. It's worth 12. Jesus, so early. So, good. Those guys drop food too, which is actually pretty good. That's good food, isn't it? Yeah, 874. It actually would be worth farming those syndicates for a little bit, just because if they could give me food and silk, that's really two sources of good health regeneration. If they give it in a pretty good amount, a pretty good supply pretty quickly, it just saves you money. And you're going to get experience too. Not a ton, because they're... Well, some of them are like 32. I think they're 32, 31, so they'll still be giving me experience. But it'll save me money.
I supply only the finest goods.
My inventory is just such a mess. It's really, really bad. Heavy stuff.
Safe travels.
can I do for you? Be careful. Need help? Have a good one.
I'm gonna stop the stream for now. I'll be back a little bit. Be back later.